Welcome to St. Imelda's Hall, our theatre. I must tell you that in the event of an emergency, the hall has two exits, one by which you entered and one just this way. Tonight's play will be performed with an intermission. Please join us at Kitty Farrelly's pub upstairs. We are in Dublin, Ireland, and it is 1964. Please refrain from flash photography and silence anything that might disturb our understanding of time and place. Let us transport you. Salome tonight. She's like the shadow of a white rose in a mirror of silver. She's like a dove that has strayed. She's like a narcissus trembling in the wind. She's like a silver flower.
Who's there? Is somebody there?
You are always looking at her. You look at her too much. It is dangerous to look at people in such a fashion. Something terrible may happen.
Would that be you up there, Alfie Byrne?
I have kissed thy mouth, Joe Cannon. I have kissed thy mouth. 'Twas a bitter taste, but what matter, what matter? I have kissed thy mouth.
Standing in the dark like a ghost. Should be outside. It's the first sun we've had all spring.
In Ireland, it's probably the last. Have you come to look too, Father? Watch the wretched man gather up his paper crowns and cardboard sandals.
No, but he's floating, Alfie. I know how much this place meant to you.
No, you don't, Father.
I went to the Archbishop myself. Surely, I told him, there must be another punishment to fit the crime.
Spare me your Gilbert and Sullivan man!
Don't put him out, I say. That little theatre is a holy place to Alfie Byrne. He loves St. Imelda's the same way some men love him.
I'm sure he had a fine smirk on him when he heard that one.
The truth be told, Alfie, you brought this on yourself. Nobody else did. You should have told me this Salome is a dirty place.
It's not. It's art, Father, art.
Why don't you leave this for later and come to the city?
A movie's called Comfort for a man who's lost his theatre. Blessed are the poor of imagination, for they shall inherit the cinemas.
It's not the end of the world, you know.
It's the end of mine, Father.
Alfie, I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but the Abbey Theatre, St. Imelda's players were not. Hell, you weren't even the gate. You were bloody awful.
You may be right, but we had a grand time thinking you were bloody wonderful. Didn't you ever want to go on the stage, Father?
I do. Every Sunday. It's called High Mass. Are you coming or not?
Jinx Theatrical will be wanting Herodias' crown back before closing time, or it's another week's rent.
I'll see you in confession.
No, you won't, Father.
Kindly pull the door when you go.
Well, I'll see you, St. Imelda's. What is there to say? Pull the door and pack up the cart. Will you miss us, St. Imelda's? Miss our little play? Miss our small pretensions to art? Ah, but what we had was something. What we had was rare. No one would deny it was grand. Once they stood on this stage with a prop in their hand. Mrs. Grace's fan, when she played Lady Bracknell.
Mr. Worthing, rise, sir, from this semi-recumbent posture.
Miss Crow's diadem.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft me heart in twain.
Mrs. Carton's parasol.
Damn it, you're supposed to open. Props!
Ernie Lally's coat. Rasher Flynn's old hat.
Can we get started? Curtain going up.
What are you doing, Baldy?
Putting on our own play.
Oh, it's about time too.
And you're the leading man this time. No more stabbed up front telling us where to go or how to speak and when to pick up the prop. We get to be ourselves this time. So do you. You need a little powder up your brow is shiny. Stand still.
I don't believe I know this play, Mrs. Grace.
But you well, Mr. Byrne. We're all in it, taking all the parts.
Aye, what are we going to call it?
The Tragedy of Alfie Byrne, a Dublin coachman, or a man of no importance. I think you mean the comedy of Alfie Byrne.
Beginners to the stage on the double. Cue the rain. Curtain going up. Break a leg, Mr. Byrne. I said cue the rain.
It's a rainy Dublin morning, sky a leaden grey. Black umbrellas passing, just your normal day. A woman is sliding 2 eggs on a plate, calling her brother, now Alfie, you're late. And a man is brushing the lint from his vest, just a man, his uniform dutifully pressed. Now the man remembers a poem that makes his heart yearn. But his sister says, straighten your tie.
And the butcher next door waves goodbye. To a man of no importance.
Enter Robbie Fay, driver of the bus. Just another day for the two of us.
Me darling Bosie,
Don't start. I got a hit on me. You're playing snooker till all hours.
golden hair, glitting in the winter sun.
It's raining. It's March and my hair's not golden. And my name's not Buzzy, it's probably out. Thank you very much.
Drive on, fair Apollo, race your engines, O rare Athenian youth.
So, what are we giving them this morning?
Well, I propose to give them a treat today. They may choose any piece they'd like from my repertoire.
I got a request for you. Do us the one, the dead are dancing with the dead.
You like that one, do you?
I do indeed.
That's my poet.
Bollocks!
The man greets passengers boarding the bus,
And help us become something more than a bus, as the man takes tickets and gives them a verse in return.
and the few simple hearts are thus warmed, as the great Dublin day is transformed by a man of no importance. What we had was something, what we had was rare, poetry and art in the air. And friends, good morning, my dear friends.
Good morning, Mr. Byrne.
Mr. Byrne.
With your permission, I will begin today's reading with The Harlot's House by Dublin's own immortal Oscar Wilde. That is, if you won't be telling the sodality, Mrs. Patrick.
I returned to Mr. Byrne. My lips are sealed.
It was requested by our very own coachman, Mr. Robbie Fay.
Well, you should be ashamed of yourself, Robbie Fay.
We caught the tread of dancing feet. We loitered down the moonlit street and stopped beneath the harlot's house. To the bus as it moves down the street, past a window a fish and a priest on a bike, a handful of people with journeys to make, leaving the everyday world in their wake. Then it's break. the doctor away?
You sound like the old man.
Safe and sound, that's the name of your game.
It's good for you. Builds up your muscles.
And hasn't done much for you.
There's got to be more to life than one pint or the pole. Too late for my dad, but for you, mate, there's hope. And what kind of sandwich is this?
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
An ordinary sandwich immortalized in the importance of being earnest at the Theatre Royale, Haymarket, February 14th, 1895. A night the mundane became sublime.
Were you there?
That was the first performance, my friend.
I'm only kidding. How old are you anyway?
Old enough to know a gentleman doesn't ask another gentleman that question.
Well, I'm not a gentleman. I thought it was ladies you weren't supposed to ask.
Eat your cucumber sandwich.
Not much substance.
Eat! Symphony in Yellow, the Oscar Fingal of Flaherty Wills Wilde.
I'm listening.
An omnibus across the bridge crawls like a yellow butterfly, and here and there a passerby shows like a restless midge.
Midge. Midge is good. I like midge. You don't have to know what it means to know what it means. You know what I mean, Alf?
Well, that's because we feel poetry with our hearts. It's better than understanding with our minds. You're learning. That's good, you're learning.
What's going on here?
Damn, it's Carson. Looks like you can use a Guinness, Mrs. Carson.
You're 8 minutes behind schedule. The Dublin transit system doesn't take this laxness lightly. I'm warning you, Byrne.
Picture the bus as it moves down the street, past a nun with a sack and a boy with a dog. A bus in the rain and the humblest of men, bringing his passengers home once again.
Good afternoon, my dear friends.
Good
afternoon, Mr. Byrne.
I will continue today's reading with the Harlot's House. Then turning to my love I said, the dead are dancing with the dead. The dust is whirling with the dust. But she heard the violin and left my side and entered in. Love passed into the house of lust.
A blue-coated girl no one's noticed before enters the bus, takes a seat by the door.
My friends, it appears we have a new face. Permit me on your behalf to welcome her into our little circle. Welcome, my dear, welcome, Miss
Rice.
Rice. Miss Rice's entrance matches perfectly with the lines of our poem, our little rhyme. Then turning to my... Oh, no, wrong one. Then suddenly, the tune went false. The dancers wearied of the waltz. The shadows ceased to wheel and whirl, and down the long and silent street, the dawn with silver-sandaled feet crept like a frightened girl.
Fair play to you, Mr. Byrne. Fair play.
The man conducting his bus through the day, and the day becomes something more than a day, as the man takes tickets and looks at the girl dressed in blue.
And his driver yells, Alf, you okay?
As the bus lumbers off on its way, as the man of rowing
Take the scenic route, past Parliament's House, through Phoenix Park, and straight on to Dreamland.
You and your fancies, they're always a grin.
I wish I had your imagination, mate.
You do. You just don't use it.
I'll bet you fancy that girl who got him.
Never mind the girl, and I've done the report.
For a fella who's got his head in the clouds such as you, you're damn fine to work with, and I'm glad I do.
Thanks, Robbie. I like you too.
I'm off to the pub then.
Good luck at the snooker.
Lamps are going on, black umbrellas passing, people come and gone. A uniformed man hurries home through the night. 3 blocks down Collins, a left and a right. And nothing is different save one ray of light. For a man of no importance.
Alfie, who are you cooking for? The Queen of England? What's the occasion anyway?
Close your eyes, Bill.
Hurry up. Will ya? I'm starving.
Ecco la mia sorella Brittagliocchi.
There's the flour. I couldn't eat that.
Well, you've had it before. You liked it. Spaghetti with bolognese sauce.
It's not curry, is it?
Curry's Indian. The fellows with the turbans.
Never eaten curry again. Not after the last time.
This is Italian.
Yeah, well, they're all darkness to me.
The Genoveses are Italian. The DeSantis, the Bopes. They buy their vegetables off of you.
Yeah, and look what they do with them. Guess I'll have to eat something to keep body and soul together. All right, tell me. I can read you like a book. I'm not your sister for nothing. I know you're up to something, Alfie Byrne.
It's lucky for me you can. Remember this morning, I said I had a feeling.
Oh, yeah, one of your premium missions.
Well, I was right. Someone I was waiting for, praying for even, got onto my bus out of the blue. A girl.
A girl? Oh, Alfie! Well, that's the power of the 9 weeks of St. Jude for ya. Excuse me while I faint. No, while I holler it out the window. Mom, Dad, whoever you are up there, tell Gabriel to blow his mighty horn. My own dear sweet brothers in love. How long has it been I've been down on my knees, saying rosaries into my sleep? The candles I've lit, the novenas I've said, in the hopes in the matter would weep. The girl's hospitality called me a martyr, but that'll be all in the past. Now heaven has lifted the burden of life, and has brought to us sweetie at last. Oh, you had better propose to her fast.
Are you through, Lil?
I'm all ears out. Speak, lamb, say sweet words to me, my only angel.
She's not for me. She's for me playing.
Oh, you're not stirring that up again, are you? Wasn't last time enough for you?
If you're talking about the importance of being earnest,
I'm talking about you making an utter fool out of yourself.
a play like Importance needs more than a single performance to get it right. That's why this time, for 4 performances, I intend to stage Oscar Wilde's masterpiece, Salome.
Salome? Isn't that out of the Bible?
It's nothing to do with the Bible or 9 weeks on your knees at St. Jude. It's to do with art.
Oh, art. Who puts these notions in your head? You're an unmarried bus conductor, Alfie, in case you haven't noticed. I think of the times it was both of us, days it was me who would stand up for you. I'd beat anybody who'd pick on my brother. I'd pummel them purple and blue. But here I am now, looking after you still. The girls say I'm out of my head, and pity a woman, the burden of life. It's a blessing our parents are dead. Oh, it's a blessing our parents are dead. Saint Loretta, I don't even mind if the girl's virginal. Bad chance these days, there's probably 3 of us left in old Ireland. Saint Loretta, with all of the scandal you hear and you read of today. Oh, what's the whole world coming to, Annie? And now and again, Mr. Carney proposes, and all I can say is not yet. My brother who needs me, who else has he got but some girl who he still hasn't met? And now and again, I see gray in your hair, and I notice the gray in mine too. And pity a woman, the burden of life. How much more do I have to go through? God sent you this girl. Alfie, give it a whirl! too. Saint Loretta is counting on you.
So while you and Saint Loretta are up here planning my future, I'll just go next door and tell your Mr. Carney we're going up again.
Mr. Carney's as bad as you. You're both bewitched. There's me all against it.
What? The theater?
Oh, your theater, St. Imelda's. Well, while the two of you are going up, I'll be sitting down watching Lucille Ball. A true talent. Someone who's funny on purpose. Tight up good and tight, Mr. Carney.
Boy, no one trusts up a roast like William Carney.
I like up the stage at St. Imelda's either.
Oh, I try. I am but a humble playwright. I am but a humble servant of the playwright. Nothing less, nothing more. Going up, or what?
You heard me, we're going up again.
No.
First rehearsal early Monday evening. They want to stop before the bingo begins. Can I count on you?
You may indeed, sir. I know we've had our differences, both personal and artistic, but this time, I will give you an Algernon for the ages.
What about my roast?
Take your bleeding roast.
It's not trussed properly.
The thing is that...
I need to pound your breakfast.
Oh, can't you see we're closed, woman? We're going up. Always a pleasure, Mrs. Meehan. Enjoy the roast, love. Oh, Mr. Byrne, you made me the happiest of men. I'm what they call a creature of the theater. Keeping off the stage too long and I start to shrivel up. My soul needs the exercise.
Well, don't you worry, Mr. Carney. No matter what play we'll be doing, you're still my star.
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Byrne.
The, refreshments?
Ah, yeah, I'll provide half for the rehearsal sandwiches. We'll let some of the others provide half for the performance.
Monday, 7 o'clock, St. Imelda's. You're the first to know. I'll go tell the others. Mr. Carney. He doesn't hear me.
The St. Imelda's players present for your play going perusal on dramatic discernment, the importance of being earnest, with Mr. William Carney in the leading role of Algernon. Mr. Carney, a well-known and beloved member of St. Imelda's, is best known for his portrayals of Denny O'Connell, the irate father in A Night in the Town, and Long John Silver in his own adaptation of Treasure Island, for which he has also provided additional staging. You're at that daily grind when you suddenly come to find that you're going up. Gives a sausage then for the orders of mortal men when you're going up. When life's so meager scraps, don't you lose heart, sir. Drop that cleaver, grab the old taps, and perhaps you'll land a meaty part, sir. You butcher, bus smackler, this is one line of work that makes the old marrow low, like going up.
Margaret returns to the St. Imelda's stage after a brief absence brought on by her husband's condition. Matthew is perhaps best remembered for her Katisha and O'Connell and her portrayal of St. John. Her watercolours may be seen in the lobby. They are for purchase.
One moment, life is slow.
You are patient and please.
Big shoes up the hand, you a stroll, hello. You're going up.
James Michael O'Shea, or Baldy as he's known to one and all, has stage managed every production at St. Imelda's since its founding. His late wife, Mary, will be remembered for her many performances on our stage. Mr. O'Shea is a retired publican.
On Crow was best person in last season's performance of The Importance of Being Earnest. But her favourite role remains the title one in our centennial production of Peter Pan!
Your sky is painted blue. 'Cause you're going up.
mustard seed in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
You may play royalty,
Or just bearer number 3.
but you're going home. I, Rasher Flynn, was a founding member of St. Imelda's and appeared in our inaugural production of Pygmalion as Colonel Pickering in his youth. Rasher was an All-Ireland gymnast.
Sully O'Hara, currently unemployed, making her theatre debut with this production. Thank you.
The house may not be packed, but don't let go, sir. You got scenes to play. Oh, that this too solid flesh should melt. You got lines to say. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. You got fans who want to get carried away.
Maureen Curtin was a toil star of the Dublin Music Hall and has kept her skills well honed. This performance marks a return to the stage after some years. The Curtins have 9 children: Theodore, Patrick, Rosaline, Finton, Rebecca, Juliet, Anton, George Bernard, and Portia.
The house may not be packed, but even so, sir. Now, bow to the highest ring. That's where you used to sit. Let them see your eyes, let them take you in. And then, with humility, the tip top of your head. You were good tonight, Carney. You're right! I was damn good! You butcher, busman, clerk, there's just one line of work that makes real life seem so long ago. And it's going on. Fellow thespians, prepare to meet your public.
What care are you doing, Mr. Byrne? Why are you keeping us all in suspense?
My vote is for an ideal husband.
Ah, we just said that one.
You'll do it till you get it right.
What are we waiting for, Alfie? We're already behind schedule and Carson will have a stroke.
Here she comes now.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I was at the doctor's. Thank you for waiting.
A princess of Judea does not pay to ride a Dublin motor coach.
I don't understand.
Behind schedule you are again, and it's not even new.
And good morning to you too, Mrs. Carson.
This is my last warning, Byrne. Tickets, please. This woman has no ticket.
Why, I must have overlooked the young lady. Here you are, miss.
The bus company is not a charity. If you want to provide free transport for wasters, that's up to you. But if I come on and find a tinker without a ticket, I'll be putting you off the bus, not them. Mark me now, Byrne.
Good morning, my dear friends.
Good
morning, Mr. Byrne.
Our next production, and I will need your support, hard work, and talent as never before, will be Oscar Wilde's masterpiece, The Tragedy of Salome, Princess of Judea.
That's the play with the immodest dance in it, is it not, Mr. Byrne?
It is the play with the sublime dance of the 7 veils, Mrs. Grace, not immodest, it is art.
Master Grace would never allow me to exhibit myself undulating and flimsy garments.
And for that we are grateful to Mr. Grace. We need your majestic talents to embody the role of Herodias, wife of Herod, mother of Salome.
Does she dance?
Not a muscle.
And good.
Exactly my sentiments, Mrs. Grace.
Who's playing Harry? We have to know who my partner is.
No one gives a rat's ass who's playing Herod and you're putting on Salome. If anyone on this bus is going to be playing a 16-year-old virgin, I want to be the first in line to buy a ticket for the comedy of the century.
How beautiful is the Princess Salome tonight?
What are you all looking at?
How pale the princess is. Never have I seen her so pale.
That's it. I didn't move to Dublin to get made fun of. Go to hell, all of you. I'll walk.
Miss Rice.
Oh, I expected more from city folk, but I guess human nature is what it is. Big city or small village, mean-spirited and vile. A single girl is the butt for anyone's trouble.
I meant no offense. That was my inappropriate way of asking you to be in our little play.
Play? What play?
Salome, by Oscar Wilde. She's a beautiful princess, like you, Miss Rice.
I'm not an actress.
Well, we're an amateur group. We do it for fun, for love. We're all friends. You'd be just one of us. When I first set eyes on you, Miss Rice, I knew I'd found my Princess Salome.
I'm too shy. Would get the giggles or I'd faint.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be in another world entirely. A world of your creation.
Who's my friends? You, I suppose.
Oh, no. Dear Lord, no. I'm no leading man on stage or off. I'm hoping Robbie, my partner in crime, the driver, I'm hoping he'll play... Well, Joe Cannon's not really a prince, but you are in love with him.
That shouldn't be too hard. He's a worker.
Yes, he is. And no, it wouldn't. What do you say?
I don't know, Mr. Byrne. How can a girl who's from a sweet place north of nowhere be a princess? What in the world would make you think that I was qualified for playing the part?
I have an instinct for talent.
I'm from Roscommon, where the major entertainment is to sit outside the pub and watch a fly on dog shite. I'm not joking. They have their football and their Bibles, and they don't believe in art.
I'll help you through it. I'll take you through it line by line.
Here stands a shop girl who puts prices on the produce, not a princess. My royal palace is the back room of a boarding house, brick walls surround you. I don't pretend to be a thing but plain and common. When you're brought up in Roscommon, what's the use pretending? I leave the fairy tale ending to the people such as you.
That's right.
They don't raise dreamers in Roscommon, only onions and potatoes. You can only talk about potatoes so long. No one there could ever see what he seemed to see in me.
Well, possibly. Roscommon is wrong. It can be beautiful out there. Playing a part. Losing yourself in another person. Just for once, Miss Rice. Being somebody new. I'm throwing myself at your feet, Your Royal Highness.
I don't suppose I'll ever have another chance to play a princess. And here in Dublin, it appears that the prevailing lines are not quite so small. I swore I wouldn't spend my life back in Roscommon. I'd be someone going someplace they'd never dream of. The only dreamer that Roscommon will be able to recall. Seems like Roscommon raised a princess after all.
My friends, our Princess Salome.
So, you're trying it again this year, your little drama group.
The muses of the theatre are calling, Father Kenny.
Do you think you'll manage it this time?
Quietly, confident Father.
again. Will it be the same play? You're not changing it again, are you?
No, it's another one. It's about John the Baptist.
John the Baptist. You'll need lots of water then, Mr. Byrne. A river Jordan, so to speak.
No water. His beheading. It's a very dry play we'll be doing, Father Kenny.
Well, that's relief. Water and bingo, not a good mix. But it's a biblical thing. That's a good thing. A fine thing. Here's Miss Patrick with the cakes. She's a wonderful woman. I don't know what the Sodality would do without her. She'd make you a fine wife.
I'm married, Mother Kenny.
Yes. The good ones usually are.
Could I have the keys now, Father?
John the Baptist. Say, isn't there a dance in there somewhere? Would it be a modest dancing?
Not immodest. It's art, Father, art.
Art. Well, here are the keys. And you might drop up that script sometime.
We'll do that.
Well, the Archbishop is struggling a lot of things, isn't he? Must be exhausting.
You can't perform in the dark theatre, Baldy. Have you fixed the lights yet?
Fortunately for you, I have. That was the problem with your last production. People couldn't see it. Here goes nothing.
You're a genius! You are the rock on which St. Imelda's Players is built.
Don't tell Carney that. Does he know what play we're doing?
He doesn't care about the play. He only cares about the size of his card. Give us a hand, will you, Petra? Still saving up your coppers to go to London and become the 5th Beatle?
I'm going to start my own band, the Annihilators. Irish music for the Irish.
Art is for everyone, Petra, and if it's not, it should be.
Don't take this the wrong way, Mr. Byrne, but art is for old fogies. Rock and roll is the future.
I hope you're wrong. Of all my time in the theatre, the first reading is still in some ways the most magic. Our first encounter with the playwright's words, our tongues fumbling over the poetry of his heart. No preconceptions, true creativity reigns.
Give me my robe, put on me crown. Oh, I have a martyr longing.
A wonderful reading as usual, Mrs. Grace, but wrong play.
When I left the house, the 8-year-old was strangling the 4-year-old, the dishes were stacked to the ceiling, and the old man was watching the telly with his trousers open. And people asked, I love the theatre.
Miss Crowe.
There's something about the theatre. Even this one, you can almost smell it.
Especially this one.
Coming through!
Gentlemen.
Byrne. I just want someone to tell me why we're not doing the importance of being earnest again.
We found somebody new. People are tired of looking at your old bum.
You are to play King Herod, a magnificent dramatic role. Quite a change for you, I think you'll find it.
Well, I like me a good challenge. Also like me a good part, Mr. Byrne.
Is this the right place?
Here she is now. We're just about to begin. As for our Joe Cannon, our John the Baptist, the person I have in mind has not yet agreed to perform with us, but I'm confident he will. For today, I'll be reading his lines. Shall we begin? Shall we form our circle? Mr. Carney, will you do us the honors?
Let us pray. Oh, Saint Imelda, please smile on our professional day. Bless this semi-professional play. Amen.
Mr. William Shakespeare once said, "Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend, the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene." Language like that almost makes you think the man was Irish. When he spoke of his big O of a theatre, he was speaking for all of us. What is the difference between this church social hall and the Globe?
Well,
none. We are both infinites. At Rise, the terrace of Herod's palace, a bloody moon.
Stop your nattering, man, and give us a hand.
Why do you say no to something you've never tried?
There's a lot of things I've never tried that I never intend to, and play acting is one of them. Use some strength.
I am.
So you can stop trying to get me in tights and a wig and spouting poetry. Your audience would be in stitches, but no one would be laughing harder than me. Al, didn't you never get a good look at me skinny legs when we was changing?
No one would be laughing, including you, if you spoke the words of a great writer from the heart. The tights, the wigs, that's the folderol of the theatre. In the theatre, it's your heart we're after.
Well, me heart is set on getting to a pub. Hell with this tire. The rim's all bent. Carson can fix it herself. I got you all dirty. Come on, we'll put on a clean shirt to call it a day. Oh, don't look so crushed. I'm not an actor. I don't know about your sort of stuff. Art, you know. Well, I'm an ordinary bloke.
You're not ordinary, Robbie.
You just say that because you like me. Come out with me and me mates some evening. You'll see how ordinary I am.
All your scenes with you with Miss Rice, none with Mrs. Grace. Salome's the key. Miss Rice will be splendid. She's like a dove that has strayed.
She acts innocent.
She is innocent. She's a virgin. She's never defiled herself. She's never abandoned herself to men like other goddesses.
Jesus, is that what you think?
I do. I do.
Well, then you're more innocent than she.
I thought you were interested in Miss Rice.
Why would I be interested in Miss Rice?
Well, she's young. She's beautiful. She's a girl.
Well, I'm not. There must be something wrong with me.
Well, who are you interested in?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
I meant...
I know what you meant. Stop trying to fix me up with a bird. Neither of us know the first thing about it. Come to think of it, I don't know much more about you. We work together, but who are you? What do you do at night? Where do you go? What fires burn in your loins, Mr. Bird?
St. Imelda's players is my life. Putting on plays. Those are my friends.
I'm talking about reality. Out there! You're coming with me tonight.
And my sister will be waiting supper.
You've been taking tickets too long.
She'll take my head off.
It's time you open your eyes, man. I don't understand on the state of the sword. I went to a pantomime once. I was bored. I'm not a poetical sort of a person like you. When I fall on the streets and the gutters, there's Tony Flanagan who lights the gas lamps. 119 lamps in his park alone. He's done it drunk for over 57 years. In Dublin, and down on Henry Street is man John Mapper. Old rampant Johnny with a face like hammered meat. Johnny singing brings Dublin back to tears. I don't know words to tell you how it feels, or how to put it in a rhyme. If you come with me, you know that's the lamps in the park look like God in the dark as they roll on the streets of Dublin. The dealers hooking and the doctors yelling, the bustlers banging and the ragmen are ringing bells, and there's Maureen whose door is always open for Dublin, and Tony Kiley with his racing pigeons. It's like religion, and we live to fly those birds. He swears they travel for 100 miles or more. I don't know the kind of words that you might sing. I can put it my own way, and if you come with me, you know that's those lamps in the park. My God, the darkness. 'cause you're missing time on the streets of Dublin.
The streets of Dublin.
On 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 the streets of Dublin.
My work partner, theatrical producer extraordinaire and general hellraiser, Mr. Alfie Byrne. Drinks on me. Don't think it's money, Kitty.
He's a queer looking tulip.
It's all right. I'll take the usual. Kitty thinks you're weird. She's right. You are. What do you have, mate?
I'll have a Virgin Mary.
I can get you a Mary, love, but I don't know if she's going to be a virgin.
Where do you think you are, Alf the Ritz? This is a working man's pub. You and me are working men. Now, what do you want that they might have at a working man's pub?
I'll have a pint.
That's more like it. A pint for me, mate. Come meet me, mates.
Hello.
Alfie is me, conductor. We're the holy terrors of the Dublin transit system. I told you about him.
The one who likes the theatre. Good a place as any to pick up a bird.
You going to sing something for us, mate?
What?
We all sing here. We're Irish. We're drunk. What else are we going to do?
Come on, Alfie. It's only a song we're wanting. Singing is a window into a man's soul. Give him a look. Sort of a ritual here. We all have to do it.
I'll do my best. I'm not really a... Well, there's one I like. On a misty Sunday, we said our goodbye, and I still can see her smiling, a tear in her eye. She said, son, please remember, no matter the cost, you may travel far, but love's never lost. So I traveled down the high road, and far from traveling.
What kind of Irish sight was that? I thought John McCormick was dead.
It's all right, Alfie. Wrong century, that's all.
Robbie, you win this round or not?
They're only having fun with you, love. Boys will be boys. Give them time. Their hearts are open. Jesus, that's enough of shake you have there, mister. Would you like a wood one to steady your nerves?
No thanks.
I find them very soothing. Handsome young chap, that, with your rubby face.
Yes, very.
Oh, where's the pity then?
What is?
Someone like him going around with someone like that. It won't come too good in now, how can it?
I don't understand.
I thought you were his mate. You and your big mouth, Kitty Farley.
I liked your song, mate. You're a regular nightingale.
The only one who did.
I like the old stuff. Very warm it is, very dear. What's your name?
Alfie. Alfie Byrne.
They call me Breton Beret. From me headgear. So, what's up, Alfie Byrne?
Oh. Nothing's up.
I saw you looking at me.
I wasn't looking at you.
You were. I was looking at you and you were definitely looking at
I
me.
have to go. My sister will be waiting supper. Tell Robbie I'll see him tomorrow.
I'm here every night, Alfie Byrne. This is filth. This is pure, unadulterated filth.
You ready for this? Close your ears. I was a virgin, and thou didst take my virginity from me. I was chaste, and thou didst fill my veins with fire.
Mr. Kearney, I may have to ask you to leave, sir.
It's not me, Lily, it's this play. Here, wait, I'll find another one. Here. Thou wert beautiful, joking on. Thy body was like a column of ivory. There is nothing so white in the world as thy body.
Mr. Kearney, she talking about you?
No, of course not, Harry. I'm Harry. This is a 16-year-old girl talking to John the Baptist, who was the first Roman Catholic priest, practically. And if that were bad enough, this is all being spoken to a dead papier-mâché head.
Stop breathing, Harry. This'll steady your nerves.
You know, Lily, I didn't realize until now you'd be put through by that brother of yours.
Oh, yeah. He's always been a solitary boy, you know?
Not surprised.
Always off doing something strange. Puppets he liked.
Puppets? What kind? Hand puppets or marionettes?
Well, he made them all with his own fingers.
Oh, Lily.
That room of his, you know, it's always locked.
There'd be no locks if it was me. You must always have access. Without access, you get salaciousness.
And you know what's in his room? Books. Hundreds of books under lock and key.
There it is.
Mind you, he told me they're all about railway trains.
I doubt it, Lily. Books. They're at the root of it. Books. You know the danger is all that junk piled up in your flat. Here, have some more.
Not only that, he cooks revolting foreign things.
Cooks.
Can you imagine it? Plates of stuff with parsley on top. Here, let me pour.
I'll have a drop, but books. It isn't natural. Just think how bad it looks to peek through the crack and meet with a stack of books.
He changes the locks continuously. He does it to thwart me.
We should attempt to keep him safe, Lily.
But you don't mean like St. James Hospital, do you?
No, I don't mean to have him committed. No, that is a fairly good idea. No, I meant marriage, Lily, my dear.
By rights, Mr. Kearney. Alfie should be out of the house and married by now.
My sentiments exactly, and then it would just be us, Mr. and Mrs. William Kearney. Oh, Lily, I wouldn't stay out of the house. If it was me, I'd be home at 5 with some chops, or liver, or ham. And every single Sunday, we'd have lamb.
Lamb.
We'd take a stroll watching people pass, and at Mass, we'd share the same pew. Oh, that's what I'd like to do. Oh, Lily.
Don't lose your head, not till he's wet. Where have you been? I waited supper.
I was at the pub with the mate. I'm not hungry.
That lovely boiled cabbage you like.
I said I'm not hungry.
Some days I wonder where he got such queer and foreign ways.
He got it from all the smut that he reads. You know where smut eventually leads.
His manly impulses all bottled up.
Well, that's why the poor sod cooks.
The man needs a wife to ruin his life, not
books. Books.
You've come to a pretty pass, Alfie Byrne. Why would anyone care for you? You care so little for yourself. Man in the mirror, staring back, you're as good as a total stranger. Hair getting thin, and chin gone slack, an anonymous little man. Oscar Wilde had a biting wit. One should always be in love. That's the reason one should never marry. And a poet's heart. O singer of Persephone, in the dim meadows desolate, dost thou remember Sicily? What is my wit, my poetry? Change here for the Mammon Street line. Have your fares ready, next stop, Nightingale. No, that's not it. Be honest. It's in the eyes. The dead eyes of a man who does not know who he is. Here in the mirror every night is the face of a man in prison. Oscar, you burn so brave and bright. But there's some of us never can. There's some of us never can. Oscar Fingal, O'Flaherty, Wills Wilde. You wouldn't have noticed me either.
There is no hell but this, Alfie Byrne. A body without a soul, or a soul without a body.
I'm frightened.
I know.
Where is my golden love? Where but in musty place? Who is this man in the thickening body? Right in the bus, to the end of his days.
Sins of the flesh are nothing. Sins of the soul alone are shameful.
Man in the mirror, staring back, you're afraid of your own reflection. All that you want and dream and lack. And there's no one but you to blame. Afraid of the world, afraid of myself, and the love that dare not speak its name.
And that name is?
Robbie. Divorce me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been a week since my last confession.
A good sinner can get into a lot of mischief in a week. I'm listening.
I swore my sister once or twice, said some pretty bad words, I suppose.
Is that all?
And I thought about killing my supervisor a number of times. God knows.
Now you're talking.
And I slept through your sermon. Sorry, Father. I don't know where I've been. The way that my mind keeps wandering, Father. It's a sin.
Dear Father, forgive this poor lonely sinner, Alfie Byrne. He thinks about Robbie all the time, and there's nobody he can tell.
I cheated the Dublin bus company by letting a girl ride for free.
And he's struggling with his Catholic guilt, and he certainly is bound for hell.
I led someone to believe they had a leading role, when really it's only a supporting one.
And he feels like his heart is bursting, Father. How can his life begin? Another day is going by him, Father. It's a sin. It's a sin. When there's music like nothing you've heard, if you know the right jukebox to play, there are glasses to raise in the praise of surviving the day. But you're here in the dark, in a little box, with a fella who might know less than you. Then you'll hurry home and lock the locks. Another box to climb into. For God's sake, man, tell it. And then we'll have a pint.
Is that all, my son?
There's one other thing you ought to know. I've been trying to find the words.
And what would that be?
No. That's all I have to say.
Say 5 Hail Marys, 2 Our Fathers, and next time, don't take so much time telling me the same sins, Alfie Byrne.
There's a lovely service, Father.
How is Mr. Grace?
Oh, poorly as everything. Thank God for our little play.
Yes, well, wouldn't you much rather be doing last year's play? The importance of being earnest.
Oh, no, Father. Once one has discovered high drama, tragedy even, there's no going back to comedy. Instead of tickling your funny bone, we'll be bringing your heart this time.
A fine service, Father, a fine service if I do say so myself. One feels cleansed.
Clean as a whistle, Father, not like those poor sinners over in England.
What do you expect from the still a monarchy? They need an exorcism, the whole lot of them. Jesus. That special meeting of the sodality, Father.
It's all set.
You're not going to miss another rehearsal, Mr. Carney.
Sometimes a man is a bigger fish to fry than his own little kipper.
Sounds ominous.
Only to a sinner.
You coming out?
I want to pay my respects to her dad.
I'll tell him I've got a roasting.
That's a lovely bouquet.
French tulips for Mary's grave. They were a favorite. I wonder if she knows how much they cost now. We'd have a terrible row. That's gonna be us one day. Me before you, no doubt. Gives a man pause.
If I can only produce one beautiful work of art, I'd rob malice of its venom, cowardice of its sneer, and pluck out the tongue of scorn by the roots.
Something's up with you, Alfie Byrne. Are you gonna tell me what it is?
It's me play.
If that's all it is, you'll be fine. You always are.
Do you ever get lonely, Baldy?
Of course I do, Alfie. Ever since Mary passed, God rest her, there's scarcely a day. A man needs a partner, a helpmate. That's why God made man and woman.
You're married. She was a big woman.
Break a bag of ribs, she would. Nothing like it. That's the best thing about marriage. She made the soda bread of angels, and the house was always clean, and the way she pressed a collar, I look fit to me to queen. But if ever there's one memory I'd save, well, it's the cuddles Mary gave. Oh, she was warmer than an oven in the middle of July. First she'd lift me like a feather, then she'd crush me like a fly. It was wonderful and frightening to brave. Those massive cuddles Mary gave. How we talk as we walk down the road on an evening, the neighbors all calling, hello, just a great sturdy girl and a small skinny fella, but we were well suited, you know. It doesn't seem so long ago. Now I'll be buttoning a shirt, or in the middle of a shade, or especially putting flowers on the headstone of her grave. And I think I've had a fine, contented life, having had my Mary for a wife. And the only thing I still can't help but crave, well, it's the cuddles my Mary gave. If that's what you need, a woman to cuddle you, stop your moon around, set you to rights. Your own Princess Salome.
Mr. Byrne, I was reading the script as the prop master this time, not the second Cappadocian. I don't know which is more challenging. I was tossing about the prop description written on 64, and I was hoping as how I'd like to give you something a wee bit more. This is only a sketch, it's very rough, but you said art can't go far enough, so this is the real stuff. I tried red paint first, but it wasn't realistic. Then I tried real blood, but it was too realistic. Don't want to frighten the audience. I think tomato ketchup ought to do the trick if Miss Rice doesn't mind the smell. So what do you think, Mr. Byrne?
What is it, Mrs. Lally?
Well, it's the head of John the Baptist.
I thought it might be.
If you aren't content, there's heads and heads. I'll tear the whole fecking thing to shreds in a week and a half from now. This will be art.
Mr. Byrne, those veils pose a great challenge to a designer, but I hope you think we've risen to the occasion. I've been figuring out Salome's costume, all of the small details, and I've been trying to find a new interpretation of 7 veils. This is just an idea, be honest please, but you said art uses what it sees, and they're having a sale on these. 7 zippers for 7 veils!
Stop! I don't think they had zippers in biblical times, Miss Crow.
Yes, the zippers are too risque, perhaps. In biblical times, did they have snaps? Well, a week and a half from now, this will be art!
Mr. Byrne, look up here, please. I took the image of the moon as my chief inspiration. Well, it gave me a thought for how to get the set and the lights for free. You see, me brother-in-law, the electrician, owes me a thing or 3. So we gave it a shot, here's what he made, cause you said true art is unafraid. so he worked without being paid.
It's a collaboration, and you are part of the creation, and several hundred good ideas may come and go to do a play.
Mr. Byrne, I have been given the odious responsibility of publicity.
On the contrary, Mrs. Grace, we rely on you for a full house.
In creating a poster for this production, I didn't know what to do the obvious, you know. An attractive young woman in a skimpy costume. So, my solution, the primal image of Salome's mother herself, Herodias, Earth Mother, Tigress, Empress, woman.
You mean a picture of you?
Hat. The narrow way of looking.
Mr. Byrne, this play is no piece of cake for a choreographer. We've been struggling with Salome's dance, how not to offend a soul. I went to choreograph to make the dance flow naturally from the role. This is merely a thought, it might be crap, but you said convention is a trap, so I thought I might try. Tap! 5, 6, 7, 8. Band number 3. Band number 4. 5. 6.
Stop! No, Mrs. Curtin.
No.
I'm afraid not.
Yes, it probably is. A bit modern and the tapping is hard for some to learn. But we can help them now, this will be art.
It's a collaboration. There will be failures and frustrations, and several hundred good ideas may come and go.
To serve a show when you're talking about this thing called art, making it your ideal. There is nothing that you will not do to feel what it makes you feel. Let anyone dare to wonder why. For art we live, for art we die. A week and a half from now the curtains part. A week and a half.
The head, the veil,
the lights,
the stars,
the set,
my feet.
From now, this will be art.
Now let's pick up on the final scene. Miss Rice.
I was a virgin, and thou didst take my virginity from me. I was chaste, and thou didst fill my veins with fire. Wherefore didst thou not look at me? If thou hadst looked at me, thou hadst loved me. Well, I know thou hadst loved me. And the mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death.
Excellent, Miss Rice. Now let's do it with the entire company.
Mr. Carney's telling people it's a dirty play, Mr. Byrne.
Mr. Carney is upset with the size of his part. I told him there are no small parts, only small actors.
No one will ever say that about you, Mrs. Grace.
This is for all of us. This, what we do here, our play, is not real life. And that is Wilde's greatest achievement. To take the crude clay of real life and transmute it into art. So, though Salome is a belly dancer, she's as pure as quicksilver is pure. Remember that. He lived in the realm of the aesthetic. He never descended into the sewer. Let's rehearse. Second Cappadocians, quickly now. No smoking, or eating, or gum chewing. This is a very difficult scene for Miss Roy. Silence!
What shall I do now, Lieutenant? Neither the flood nor the great waters can quench me passion.
Mine, not me. My passion. No matter, no matter. Go on, Miss Royce.
I was a princess, and thou didst scorn me.
Now, take your time, Miss Royce. This is the whole climax of our play.
I was a princess, and thou didst scorn me. I was a
Easy, run, lines, will you, Bonty? I'll go find Miss Rice.
Well, I certainly hope you find a Mr. Carney and a John the Baptist while you're at it. I cannot rehearse me scenes alone.
It's my fault, Miss Rice. I've been too hard on you.
It's not your fault, Mr. Byrne.
Well, it's the part. Even the great Sarah Bernhardt had trouble with it.
It's not the part either, Mr. Byrne. I'm not what you think I am. I'm not your virgin princess. I'm going to have a baby, Mr. Byrne.
But you're not married.
No, I'm not.
Alfie, they need you in the sodality room.
I'm still rehearsing, Father.
It'll have to wait. Mr. Carney called a special meeting. Seems there's a bit of a crisis with your play.
It's a rainy Dublin evening, lamps are going on, black umbrellas passing, people come and gone. The sky is the color of factory slate, but there are lights through the rectory gate.
I felt it was my duty to tell the sodality what you're up to, Alfie. There's something amiss beneath our roof, the pennies dropped. This play of his is blasphemy and must be stopped.
Excuse me, Monsignor.
These are confusing times. You read it in the news.
May I speak?
You hear it in the songs they play. And in confusing times, believing is our strength. What else is there to guide our way? These agents of corruption, this document of lust, the church will still be here after they're all done.
You're talking about a dramatic piece of dramatic literature.
It might be a masterpiece to a heathen atheist, but to a devout Catholic, it's an affront to everything our Lord Jesus Christ stretched out his arms and died for.
The play has been cancelled. St. Imelda's players is barred from further use of this hall. Next order of business.
I was thinking of your soul, Alfie, nothing more. In these confusing times, I cleave to what I know, a servant to the sacred Lamb. You had one foot in hell. I only met you well. Listen, Alfie, you know who I am.
I know who you are.
Queensberry!
Now the sounds of accusation echo down the lane, echo in his heart and echo in his brain. A man hurries on up a road past the park, comes to a door, turns a key in the dark.
Hello to you too, Mr. Byrne. I guess this beats anything in one of your plays.
Mrs. Patrick, I had no idea.
Well, I do believe that's the point of an extramarital affair, Mr. Byrne. Now you can have the sodality crucify me.
Damn the sodality!
What are you doing here anyway?
This was bound to happen, Robbie.
I'm glad someone knows, Mary. It shouldn't be like this. I love her. I want to marry her, and she thinks I'm daft.
He is daft. I'm 40 years old and I have 3 kids. He'll find someone his own age and forget all about me.
You'll not. Would you kindly stop talking like I'm not here? I love you, damn it.
Love. That word's more trouble than it's worth. You're lucky you and it are strangers, Mr. Byrne. God, what time is it? I've got to be home before Lawrence of Arabia lets out. I love long films. I wish they made more. I'll see you, Robbie.
like that?
She's a married woman.
Are you going to judge me, Alf? Tell me I'm a sorry sight. Are you going to say that confession will set me right? Well, I don't give a fuck for that. No one's going to tell me what's proper to do, least of all you. You live with your sister and don't get out. Well, poems won't teach you what life's about or how it feels loving someone who can't walk down the street with you. This is my life. This is who I love. Love someone yourself before you judge me.
I do.
A dimly lighted window, flicker in the gloom.
He parts his hair down the middle, Mr. Byrne. That's it, straight down the middle.
Just a dab of powder, a little rouge, subtle, subtle.
Life and art converging in a tiny room.
Somebody get him a green carnation.
He never went out without a green carnation.
It's how they know one another. It's their signal.
A man hurries on up a road past the park, comes to a door, turns a key in the dark.
Here you are, Mr. Byrne. Just came in down at the flower stove. Special for you.
You darling boy. Ain't he a darling boy?
Oh yes, the darlingest boy we ever saw. What's his name?
Bowsy. Robbie.
Where is my golden
Here's my golden
Where but you must man in the mirror, here you are. Let me tell you who to love. Let me tell you who to be. Man in the mirror.
One fiery coloured moment of great life. This is your moment, Alfred Byrne. Will you walk with me? Oh, but of course. I would consider it an honour. I couldn't have done it by myself. Why, yes, you could. You are, in fact. I feel... You'll laugh. I feel wonderful. Alfie Byrne is walking the streets of Dublin with his good friend Oscar Fingal of Flaherty Wills Wild. I love to say your entire name. Why? I never did. A name which is destined to be in everyone's mouth must not be too long. It becomes too expensive in the advertisements. See that house? I was born there. They put the plaque on the wrong house. You gotta love the Irish. Well, here we are. Go on. Don't be afraid. You're not coming in. Man in the mirror, standing here, with the hope of the world before you. Damn their derision, do not fear. He's anonymous little man. Alfie, you have a biting wit. If one tells the truth, one is sooner or later to be found out. And a poet's heart. We live in a land of dreams. How sad it seems. Go.
Cuddle. You want to cuddle? Come on then.
Close. Again. Alright, Bella, come on. Who did this?
That lot from the pub. They're always beating up the queers.
There's nothing left for me now. Only absolute humility. We'll see about that. Come on. Let's get you home first. You know where you live? England. No. Paris. No. Up there. In the stars. Take me to the stars, officer. That's where I live. Why do I always get the dozy ones?
Lily, you're a clever girl. Can you tell me what a fondue is?
Fondue is a dog. Shiatsu, fondue, Chinese dog. Why? Has somebody got one?
Mrs. Meehan was in the shop this morning and she was asking for some meat for the fondue.
Ah ha ha. Free scrap she's looking for the little dog.
I knew I could count on you.
Oh my God, Alfie! What's happened to your face?
I'm all right, I'm all right. Do you know him?
Know him? God, he's my brother.
Of course we know him.
Oh, look at your eyes. Oh,
You'd take him home, please.
I would have done this to you, Alfie.
I did it to myself.
Who were the perpetrators?
He's not gonna be pressing any charges.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, look at him, man. He's a poofter.
I can't have been the only one who didn't know. How could I have been so stupid?
I still don't believe it. No. Mr. Byrne's artists are above that. I'm shaking. My nerves can take that stress. Ironically, almost cancelled. Rocking state of illness was standing.
Can we change the subject, please? This is not fit for public discussion.
It's public opinion we're talking about, and this is a serious thing.
I think we should all go down and say a prayer.
That is the most intelligent thing I've heard all evening.
Eat.
I can't.
It's your favorite. Sweetbreads.
When I think of where your hands have been.
That's the point. They've never been anywhere. They've never been close enough to anyone to rub up against them, let alone lay my hands on them. The one person I like. Well, love, damn it.
It's a fella.
Yes, Lily. It's a fella, but don't you worry. Because the very idea that I might love him, or even feel special towards him, would be so repulsive to him that he wouldn't be able to run far enough away from me. So eat up. My hands are innocent of affection. Eat your breakfast.
Think that all these years we never even knew yet. We sat across his table, very long. How stupid could I be to look but never see? Now tell me why I wasted half my life and passed up all my chances. I thought I could protect you. You let me try. How selfish and taboo to cast me as your fool and tell me why. I still dream about a day I'm dancing at your wedding. I catch your bride's bouquet and wave goodbye. And you, my baby boy, you're finally on your way. You'll never see that day. And Alfie, your little eye. You see us sitting out our lives, two people at a table. We're like a faded picture in some odd frame. You should have told me, Alfie. Why did you never tell me? You must have known I'd love you all the same.
It's a late Dublin morning, another Dublin sky. No one says good morning, no one waves goodbye. On the field but chill and because like a knife, as he heads off to the rest of
love that dare not speak its name, eh? Well, it dared to speak its name last night, by the looks of it.
I didn't speak love's name last night. That was the crime.
You're lucky you're not in the prison.
I am in prison. I've been in prison all my life.
You guard? I'm your new driver. Keep your distance and we'll get along just fine.
Drop.
Bowsy, don't you mean? Well, your Bowsy's gone.
Your own boy.
When I told your own boy the kind of man you are, the things you do get up to, he was off like a shot. Bang! Couldn't wait to get away from you. On your way now. The boss has a schedule whether you like it or not.
I came to say goodbye. I have to go to England.
To England?
I need to go for me and the baby. He's moving already. Maybe he'll be a dancer like his mother.
And your father? John? Will he be going with you?
He doesn't love me, Mr. Byrne.
But you're having his child. He must love you. You've been physically intimate.
That isn't always love, you know. You're really innocent, aren't you?
Man of the world, Miss Rice. Just a man of the world.
But I was telling the truth, wasn't I? When I said that I'm not what you thought I was.
You've learned a horrible lesson.
About me.
About myself.
People can be hard sometimes, and their words can cut so deep. Choose the one you choose in love, and don't lose a moment's sleep. Who can tell you who to want? Who can tell you what you are destined to be? Oh, Mr. Byrne, there's no fault in loving, no cause for shame. Everyone's heart does exactly the same. And once you believe that, you'll learn how to say, I love who I love, who I love. I'm sorry about your plea. I'm sorry I couldn't be your Princess Salome. Goodbye, Mr. Byrne.
Curtain.
Your little job is done, Mr. Byrne. I'm so happy.
The play. It has a sad ending.
Those who attempt tragedy must be spared for an unhappy ending. Something like that.
Goodbye, Mr. Byrne.
You thought you knew a bit of life. You had no clue. You took a step. The world came crashing down on you. And what you feared the most of all happened. Well, now you've come to. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world at last. You've been taking tickets far too long, my friend, watching the world rolling past.
And there's music like nothing you've heard, Mr. Byrne, if you just let it play. There are glasses to raise to the praise of surviving the day. For life is clearly something that I can't rehearse. It's dangerous and beautiful and free as verse. So rather than ignore it, high time I stood in its way. Welcome to the world. I am in the world. That should be enough. And that's all that I have to say.
There you are. Who's that? I came to be in the play. Where's the actors?
What happened to your hair?
Do you like it?
Me old boy. Thought you left me for good.
Don't mind that old shite Carson. She had me transferred, but I'll be back.
Me old boy.
None of that now. I know where you've been. I don't care what you get up to. I like you. You're me pal. And I know who Bosie is and all. So, where's this part you got for me in this play?
There is no play. All gone. Carney turned them all against me.
There you go. They said we could use the hall at St. Dunnan's. They're looking to do a heartbreak house, and I told them we got heartbreak aplenty.
Baldy, I thought you left me for good.
And why would I do that? I'm a great sinner. You're a terrible director, but we're staying.
Miss Crow.
You don't know what you've done, Mr. Byrne. What do I know you for a good man?
We never liked the acoustics in Death Hall.
Mrs. Grace, you of all people.
We have a responsibility, Mr. Byrne. Art.
Oh, stop it, woman.
Nay.
I'm so blessed in me friends. Nothing else matters.
Refreshments.
Carney provided the meat.
Oh, you daft. Of course not. I took them.
I was wrong about something. I thought the greatest words in the English language were these. At Rice, as we open our books to a new project.
You still speak to me, Mr. Byrne?
No, Mrs. Grace. The most greatest words in the English language are these. Good morning, my dear friends.
Good morning, Mr. Byrne.
The future of our little theater is uncertain, but one thing's for sure. We have a new star. I think you all know him. Are we ready? Shall we form our circle? No. Stay though. You're welcome.
Don't get any ideas about me acting.
We have a tradition at St. Imelda's. The newcomer has to read us a little something. It's not an audition, it's more of a rite of passage.
It's that bleeding poetry again.
Read it.
Like two doomed ships that pass in storm, we had crossed each other's way. But we made no sign, we said no word, we had no word to say. For we did not meet in the holy night, but in the shameful day. The prison wall was round us both. Two outcast men we were. The world had thrust us from its heart, and God from out his care